Hey guys, King of Charmanders here. Today I'll be your judge, your jury, and your analyst. And today I bring to you my team that took me to plus 400 points to veteran. I usually, well, actually, I haven't been trying, like, I'm surprised at how effective this team is. And for those of you that watch my content from before, it's the Triple Ghost team. Triple Ghost has been really good for some odd reason. And it's done really well outside of seeing, like, charm leads. But it's gotten me 400 points, plus 400, so from 21 to 25. Because I've been memeing so hard. No, seriously, I've been memeing really hard. Like, the next two videos are going to be pretty freaking funny. So, I hope y'all enjoy the content. So, King of Charmanders will tank for content. And I don't want to make the leaderboard anyways because I don't have time to sit 40 minutes and wait for a day in queue. Like I did when I got to, like, the second page. And I was like, why is this taking so long? I don't have time for this. I'm a therapist. I'm a wrestling coach. I literally have no time for this. Yeah, and I've beaten, like, the amount of people I beat on the leaderboard is just, like, ridiculous. I'm like, why do people get off on this so much? It's not like Apex or the other ones where, like, no, you have to, like, play. You only have 25 freaking battles a day, man. Imagine if you could battle as much as you want. There'd be some crazy people out there that would never stop battling just to get on the leaderboard, which is why it's so hard for other games. Anyway, speaking of that, for my mental health tip for the day, anxiety. So, for anxiety, there is something called a feedback loop. So, when you're anxious about something, usually you're thinking about it and you have nothing that breaks your feedback loop. So, your feedback loop is like you running on a track. You're running around in a circle, and you're anxious about the same exact thing and it's just running around. Like, for example, making legend. Go Battle League is terrible for your mental health. No, seriously, it is. So the amount of people trying to promote this format as a freaking really, like, it's, oh my god, it's so amazing. No, obviously not. How many of y'all are playing the new Halo game? Halo Infinite Major has like 200k on Twitch. All your creators that are trying to sell you our form of game are lying to themselves. That or they sold their soul to Niantic. Likely they sold their soul to Niantic, or both of them, because I don't know what the heck you're talking. As someone that's signed to a team, I don't have any idea what you're talking about. And obviously, all you play is Pokemon Go. So, just saying. There are better games out there. But, to put that into effect, with the anxiety that is Legend. Like, seriously, it's really like... If you're anxious about battle during... Like, I have absolute zen when I battle. Contrary to popular belief, I'm actually not, like, even outside or on stream, I'm just, like, chilling. I don't count, which I probably should, but I count subconsciously, which is actually really good because all of my sacks that I pull off, unless it's like down to the wire, like then I'll consciously count. But other than that, most of the time, King of Charmanders actually isn't counting or sensibly counting. A lot of times people go like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's nothing wrong with it, but like, if you ever say like, oh no, I'm completely clear. No, you're not. You're stuffing your conscious with numbers. Yeah, that's not complete zen, bro. You ain't Bruce Leeing it. You're not moving like water. But King of Charmanders moves like water. So for your anxiety leap for Go Battle League, just to break your feedback loop, just people are like, take breaks. I don't understand why you need to take breaks, but like, well, I get it, but like, seriously, this game isn't like, yeah. So to break your feedback loop, your anxiety loop, do something else. So when you're running on track, you have to do something that breaks the feedback loop. So go cook, do something else. Count to 5. Mel Robbins, she's this amazing like leadership coach, etc., or like not even like influence coach, like works with the mind or works with like habits. One of the most popular speakers in the world. So actually, she's one of the most booked female speakers in the world. She has this 5 thing where she counts down from like 5. So whenever you feel like anxious, just count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Poof, breaks your feedback. It's really that simple, and it works because it's helped for millions of people around the world. So yeah, break your feedback loops. If you're anxious about Go Battle League, put it down. Go freaking watch a movie or do something like that because really this game isn't worth stressing over. There are other games out there that are kicking our booty right now when it comes to literal, like... We don't even have a major. We don't have a major. We don't have a pro league. Self doesn't count. And Worlds doesn't count either. Well, Worlds kind of counts, but like when you adapt the TCG system or the VGC system, it's kind of it's terrible. Yeah, there's like no... Yeah, there's like no... Yeah, it's bad. Anyways, this is a Christmas Eve video. Hopefully you guys are doing well with your family. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Christmas Eve. And I hope you enjoy the battles. Let's get started. So here are the battles. These are actually really sweaty because everyone that's either veteran or at this point is mostly a legend, or they're probably gonna kick your butt. As you see, we get a former legend and legend, well, former rank 10 to be exact. That's the rank 10 pose. But still, it's gonna be sweaty. So I lose the lead here. Altaria versus Sableye is actually a losing lead. You can flip this matchup. Well, one turn of lag can flip this matchup. So it's kind of dicey, but it really just depends. But most of the time you will lose, especially if you get the Moonblast through shields. Altaria puts a lot more pressure on you, and Go Battle Lag puts a lot of pressure on you as well, as you see here. You can't stop Go Battle Lag. Remember how it said one turn of moves can, like, flip this matchup? At least in your favor as a Sableye? Most of the time, they're going to take one shield and win back switch, or they're just going to let the burb go. So there's one or two ways you can win this. It's a lot of scenarios, like for Vigoroth, for example. With Vigoroth, it's like, if it gets the bulldoze through, it can body slam, and it's just like how everything plays out, just because Vigoroth resists your Shadow Claws. Now, this person decides, he's like, nah, I ain't gonna let you win switch. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna let this go. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna send in Froslass, because when the queen has farm plus shields, it equals death for you. So, we're gonna do that exact play. But because Sableye XL is such a beast, we managed to get to one more foul play. If they don't shield this burb will go down, and we win alignment. Burb goes down, we win alignment, and Alolan Marowak comes in. Now this sucks, because Alolan Marowak beats my back row. And not only that, it got one fire spin of energy. So, depending on what its fast move is, or if we can get one through like this, we can get it back. Here's the problem. I don't have any shields, so we're gonna get boned pretty hard. Yep, boned super hard with the Bone of the Shadow. And then I'm going to fire. I'm gonna try to, like, realign to where, like, I fix the interval, and I do, which is good. And this should fire off the Shadow Bone, and then this is gonna suck, because now it's kind of like a CMP battle. Whoever wins CMP is gonna get their Bone Club off. And mine does, thankfully. Because what happens here is that they fire their Bone Club, but I have to farm down this Alolan Marowak with Froslass, and Froslass with energy has to kill their back row. So I'm gonna ask the queen to do a lot. And we get a freaking Froslass. This is a mirror team with the exact, except for the lead being completely different. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to, like, this is actually a really this is really ballsy, because here's the thing. I'm going to fire a Bone Club to try to bait, but they're going to get one avalanche of energy. But here's what's going to happen. Essentially, this is in killing range of Froslass. If I send in Froslass and get an avalanche off, it's pretty much GG's, because as long as Froslass is in the yellow, an avalanche will kill. Unless they get the Shadow Ball, which I'm presuming they do, because they got an extra Powder Snow of energy here. And now I have to get to a Shadow Bone, or that's GG's. And then we're furiously tapping on this freaking Shadow Bone. And because my IVs are actually good on my Alolan Marowak, 1 HP in a dream. You bone me, but I'm gonna bone you back, and we're gonna send you... That sounds really wrong. Anyways, Ghost Bone kills, Ghost Bone destroys, Ghost Bone means GG's. God, that was sweaty. I hope y'all enjoyed that battle. That was way too close for comfort. Holy mother of mercy. Dear God. So that's the first one. Second one, we got Professor Slade. Oh, I just noticed on my ELO, it's 2469. That's impressive. Incredibly impressive. I didn't even know that, if I do say so myself. I'm just kidding. You're like, King of Charmander's obsession with, you know, that's how, it's not a bad thing. A healthy relationship with that number, that's a pretty healthy relationship. You know, you got to keep that portion of your relationship really good. So, I mean, I am a marriage family therapist, so I'm just saying. In the military, I specialize in relationships and marriages. Anyways, back to shoutcasting this battle. As you see here, I'm going to get Power Whip to Oblivion. Usually what I'll do when I play Ferrothorn leads is that I'll let Sableye go, and then I want to farm down with Marowak. So Marowak with extra energy, break shields, and you could possibly get that defense debuff with Shadow Bone, so very valuable. Now we're going to this is probably going to be a mirror shot, so I'm going to let this through. And then after this mirror shot does go through, please don't debuff me. Sableye XL will live. I forgot to debuff me. That sucks, because the extra chip damage actually matters. Yeah, you theoretically wall Ferrothorn with the Alolan Marowak, but that's still not a good matchup. So as you see here, we'll get extra farm, so that's not like bad per se. But still, like, usually this is what happens. They'll auto swap, and now I have a Sableye on my back row, which is terrible for this team. This Sableye will erase both my Froslass and my Alolan Marowak, so I'm in a really bad spot right now. Foul play goes off. I don't shield. I'm going to get the Shadow Bone off, and hopefully I grab a shield. If I grab the shield, that means Froslass 2-shield strat reigns supreme, and she will go to town. And I managed to grab the shield, so I'm like, oh, I'm like, oh, baby, yes, let's go. I have enough energy to where I could just send you a freaking 420 magnitude avalanche with 2 shields. I got one for each hand. I'm about to use one of them. And then this avalanche is going to go off, and either my opponent's just going to quit out or they're going to try to catch. That's why I'll do a little avalanche, like, in between, because they might send Ferrothorn. I'm going to have to fire it anyways, but what I want to do with Ferrothorn is I'm going to do actually, like, a few more powder snows, just so I could get some extra energy here. So, as you see here, I fire that off. I'm going to get a little bit of energy. I'm assuming Ferrothorn's going to come in. Yep, there you go. A little bit of energy. Going to keep going. I want a shield, and I'm going to farm down, because this is going to be a Mirror Shot. Mirror Shot does heavy damage against Ice-type Pokemon. Please don't debuff me. Please don't debuff me. Thank you, God. And it happens to be a Golbat. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm just going to fire because I already won anyways. Like, I could have gone one more and then Golbat probably... Well, Golbat might have gotten that extra one. So the reason I'm firing on 3 is because if they got that extra one, they might hit me on CMP. Poison Fang won't kill me there, but it's perfectly fine. Because what's going to happen here is they're going to fire their energy anyways. And then all we're going to do is farm down with Alola Marowak. And that's GG's. As you see here, Alola Marowak is a boss, and it's literally 1 HP. Well, that's not 1 HP in a dream. I can eat probably one more Bullet Seed, but Alola Marowak is looking at me. He's like, really, King of Charmanders? Really, trainer? How many times are you going to make me carry the team on my back when we're hard countered? When we're about to get clapped? Literally clapped. We're good. I should use the word clapped more. It's a good thing. Speaking of getting clapped, we clapped this lead. We're going to clap it and backhand this Froslass. That's abusive. Don't backhand your Froslasses. Like, even when Virtual Pokemon Go comes out, like, please don't backhand your Froslasses. I know probably some of you are gonna, like, smack it in the air to, like, see if it's like, ooh, it's a hologram. No, it's not a hologram. But still, you know, just putting it out there. And we get a Stoutland switch, and my brain is just, I'm just really scratching my head. I'm like, is that a Stoutland? What does Stoutland have? And I'm like, it has Lick. I switched an Alola Marowak into a Lick Stoutland. I am an idiot. But this is okay anyways. What I'm thinking here is that Froslass is a strong closer, so you always want to preserve Froslass as much as possible, unless you know that Alola Marowak is great against whatever lead they switched out of. And, well, Alola Marowak is great against Froslass, but we don't really need Alola Marowak, so one of two things are going to happen. This is going to be a Crunch or a Wild Charge. I do remember Stoutland's Mirror, like, moveset, just because I played a lot of Auto Red. Please don't debuff me. Thank you, God. Because if they debuffs me in this scenario, I might not have been able to farm down right here. And then we're going to just fire off the Avalanche. Or not the Avalanche, the Bone Club. So we're going to fire off this Bone Club and I get a Pancake. So this is terrible. Because King of Charmanders is down shield. I have shield. Yeah. They have 2. I have 1. Dos, uno. Which is not great. So I'm like, okay, they have Froslass. So Froslass with shield advantage is incredibly powerful. So I'm like, I'm actually terrified right now. So all I'm going to do is I'm actually going to let Froslass just absorb all this energy that's being thrown by the Stunfisk. And hopefully our Froslass with energy advantage can take out their Froslass. Or we gotta figure something out here. So as you see, I'm just gathering a little more energy. I switch into into our Sableye because I want to basically, this Froslass is hurt enough to where I can shield here, and I want to force as many shields as I possibly can. All I got to do is either double above Avalanche, or they're going to let this Froslass go, and then I should be able to get enough energy to cool it down. But as you see here, we fire on CMP. So I undercharge this completely, and then I'm going to farm down. I want those extra Shadow Claws just so that I get more foul play energy. That was actually a mistake on my part. I was like planning to farm down, but it's okay because since we undercharged, that full undercharge we did gave us enough of a chance so that we should be able to get enough to 2 foul plays at least, or I should be able to get to 2 avalanches. So this is GG's. This is just expert energy management, because knowing your kill ranges is so important for your charge moves. It takes a lot of practice before you do it on the dot like this, because I've had so much practice with kill range. Like, this is something like no one really talks about, that when you fire a move on their, like, that's how you measure like their IVs. Our opponent just elects to let this go because it's pretty much GG's anyways. They know Sableye XL, and because mine has it, like, they're like, okay, you know what, they're just gonna get destroyed. But yeah, kill range is very important. And being able to manipulate and put your opponent in kill range is such an important factor. Speaking of Vigoroth, didn't I speak of this dang thing like 4 battles ago? So we got Vigoroth, and this actually isn't bad for our opponent. Just because, like, yeah, we get the foul play, but, like, what happens is that our Sableye can get set up so it can get farmed down. So, like, this isn't exactly the greatest thing in the world. So I'm like, okay, I might be in a little bit of trouble because we're going to let it bulldoze us, of course. Fun fact, though. If you put Froslass into a Vigoroth and it doesn't have an energy or it's near even, you can eat the bulldoze and a body slam before unless they elect to shield. So you can eat bulldoze and body slam before it goes down if you have good IVs. I think high attack ones won't be able to survive the body slam. I think so. Don't quote me on that one, but I ran the sim and I'm like, oh, it's cool. So they elect to not shield, and I'm scratching my head right now. I'm like, you need a shield, bro. Like, you're gonna die. Like, there's the body slam. Body slam won't kill in this range just because it's good double resisted. And they send in their lantern. Okay, this actually really freaking sucks. For good reason. Water gun lantern. Super effective against a little Marowak. Not only that, it resists our powder snows for our freaking Froslass. The good thing is they didn't shield that, and they have a Skarmory. A Steel Wing Skarmory. Yes, people are running Steel Wing Skarmories. Why? Because it's super effective against Ice-type Pokemon. And guess what? Froslass is an Ice-type. And I'm like, oh. Well, this sucks for our opponent because we're going to be able to bank both shields, and I have a Alola Marowak. The reason why I kind of like Steel Wing Skarmories is because when you line up a Alola Marowak to Steel Wing Skarm, you're like, joke's on you. Or you can do some, like, lure out thing or something. I personally don't like lure out strats. Because if you think you're 2000 IQ in your opponent, but when your opponent doesn't have the one mon you think you have, and you don't land the big bomb move like you do, then it screws you over. So just putting that out there. But we have shield advantage. We got a little Marowak. We still have a sack on Sableye. So we still got plenty of win cons here. Not only that, we resist these freaking Steel Wings. So I'm just laughing. Like, broski. Except this could be a burb. And thank God it's not a burb because I was like, whoo! So now we have a very, very sweaty scenario. Because essentially what's going to have to happen here is I'm going to have to Fire Spin down or like Bone Club down that Skarmory. As you see here, Bone goes off and then we should be able to get to a Bone Club. However, I do need to shield this. So this is going to be this is actually really scary. So Thunderbolt's going to go off. We shield this. And then we're going to get to a Bone Club. I'm just going to fire it right away, though, because I don't want to take too much damage from Water Gun. Then Alola Marowak is basically going to have to Bone Club down that Skarmory. The good thing is Skarmory has enough chip damage, so it should be okay. Or we're going to force a simultaneous KO if I manage to get there. And I'm going for that Bone. I'm going to Bone down, and we should be able to get to a Bone. Which is good, because thank God, if they ever buff Steel Wing, I wouldn't have been able to do that. But that's GG's. And now the fourth and final battle to get to Veteran. And sadly, I don't have the 2469 anymore, but we are facing a legend for the final trial. We get Sableye into Ferrothorn, which is great. Not really, because there's a lot of things you can do with Ferrothorn leads. Like, you theoretically win, but why in gods would you switch out? Because you just got lost. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Never use Altaria as a safe switch. Just because with all the Froslass running around, it's just like, why? Why would you? Why? Good sir, why would you do this? You can eat a Sky Attack just fine. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to double up. I'm going to get a little more. I'm going to fire here, though. I'm not going to get too off because it's perfectly fine. We know we have to contend with a Ferrothorn, so it's probably we're going to see come in that or whatever's in the back against our Froslass. So we're vibing. They let their chicken go. And now we have a Ferrothorn and something else and a Froslass with energy enough to get to another Avalanche. And I don't know, like, no, I seriously don't get the Altaria safe switch. I'm like, what? Nani, the hell, why? Nani, que, bakit, por qué? Like, that's 4 different languages, yo. Or, yeah, Nani, why? Nani, why, por qué, and then, I know, which is Tagalog. Now, they're gonna fire off their move here, that's fine, though. As soon as they show Alola Marowak, they're gonna be pissed because they're gonna be like, oh, I wall you. And I kind of wanted to eat it anyways because I wanted to see what charge move they have. We have 2 shields, we have a Sableye. So, unless they have some hard counter from hell for my back row, like an Obscure or something like that, then we might be in trouble. So, I'm not going to shield anything here. We all know this is likely Mirror Shot, and it's going to be Power Whip because of the way they show their movesets to us. And it sure is a Mirror Shot. Please don't debuff me. Why does that always happen? Like, I don't understand this. Like, for real, though. Every time I say, well, they don't, like, one time it was like that. But Mirror Shot does have a 30% chance of debuffing you. So it's actually, not high, per se. But, you know, it feels like it happens every time. And our opponent just pretty much quits out here because we just locked them into a hard counter scenario. Well, they locked themselves into a hard counter scenario because they decided to switch out of Ferrothorn for no reason and say switch into Altaria, even though probably they have Froslass in the back or something really strong against the chicken. So we went 4-1 this set, but even then, that should push us all the way back, all the way up to 25, and that's GG's. I hope you guys enjoyed the battles. The triple ghost team is still incredibly powerful, so hopefully if you are using it, it does really well. The only thing is you need a Stable IXL, and yeah, it gave me plus 400 points. Plus 400, which is pretty nuts, because I'm like, oh, dang. I didn't think this team would be this strong, but plus 400. From 2100 to 25 because I've been memeing for content. So after this video, you'll see what I've been memeing with. But yeah, I'll show you. But Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, well, and that's GG's. I hope you guys enjoyed the battles. God, my Alolan Marowak is like, I need to take you to the freaking Pokemon Center, bro. Like, dang. Taking a lot of damage. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a wonderful Christmas Eve. Thank you so much for the 3K subs. I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. All 3,004 of you that have subbed. I didn't get the clean shot of like 3,000, but like, you know what? I don't even care. Like, seriously, I appreciate you guys. Everyone sub to me. I really do appreciate you. And I hope you have a wonderful Christmas Eve with your family. And I hope you have a wonderful and happy holidays. Hopefully you get plenty of gifts and all gifts and like, you know, all that dinero, all the money, you know, all that money you get from the 25th. Yeah. All that money, use it, or like save it and like use it, or like hopefully you get whatever you want, like what you're looking for Christmas Day. With the presents under the tree, King of Charmanders wishes you a Merry Christmas and a Merry Christmas Eve. And y'all do your best, y'all stay healthy, stay happy, make sure y'all look out for your friends. Thank you so much for all the love and support. And if you do me a huge favor, because I'm going to keep saying this, would you please like and subscribe? It's totally free. And all you have to do next to the 2 Charmanders right there, all you have to do from the bottom right is just put your mouse over it. Subtab will pop up. Subtab will pop up, and then you can easily subscribe from over there. I need to drink some water. Good luck in your Go Battle League sets, and I will see you guys on the next video, and a Merry Christmas from the King of Charmanders.